Hey everyone, I'm Christine Kidder-Graves talking about how to make the impact and the income that you desire through career collaboration. Career collaboration is a key pillar in my program. I actually call it Connect though, but connection is collaboration. It's a form of collaboration. But it's really important, and I think unfortunately we tell ourselves that we don't have the time to do it. But I'm talking with you today. I'm doing this training, this really short training to give you some ideas so you can start career collaboration. You can start connecting with people, and it really doesn't require a lot at all. It's super easy. So I want you to start doing it immediately as soon as you listen to this training. Okay. It's collaboration in your career is just so much more effective than the DIY approach. And I want you to just pause right now and reflect. Out of all the jobs that you've had, how did you find those jobs? I was fortunate to attend an in-person networking event last night, and I was talking with many of the people there about that. How did they find their jobs? And really, the majority, like 99% of the time, people found positions through their connections, through somebody that they knew. You can't just rely on the do-it-yourself approach where you are applying to job postings, especially now because everyone's seeing it. There's thousands of people applying for one job posting. How are you supposed to stand out with those kinds of odds? That's really hard to do. It's very challenging for you to get an interview, let alone a job offer. And that's why the DIY approach isn't very effective. I just wanted you to pause and really think about that, because sometimes we lose track of that. And when we do reflect about it, it's like, yeah, that really made a difference in my career. And we need to continue what works, right? That's important. Okay, so next thing is I want to get into the details of my training here with you. All right. So ABC, why is it critical to do ABC? And when I say ABC, I mean always be connecting. Always think of it as a garden, or you probably have heard that expression of someone has diamonds buried in their backyard. I think that was a fable or a story, but the person wasn't aware of it. That's how your connections are. You're not using them all the time, but you need to have them. You need to have them ready to be able to use, kind of like a garden. With a garden, you have to weed, you have to do certain things on a regular basis, on a consistent basis. It needs sunlight, it needs water, it needs fertilizer, all that stuff. But you're not constantly getting fruits and vegetables out of it, are you? No, but you will get it. And when you do get it, you'll get a lot, typically, if you've ever had a garden. So that's why you always need to be connecting, because you're planting seeds and you're nurturing them. And maybe by you doing that, you might be able to help someone else out too, besides yourself. To be able to pay it forward is a great thing, and it's really rewarding. Have you ever had that personal experience yourself when you helped to connect a couple of people and it resulted in someone landing a role, or maybe someone had a really good business opportunity because you connected two people? So always be connecting, because by us doing that, we're not only helping ourselves, but we're helping others. But you have to tend to that garden if you want to get fruit and vegetables from it eventually. So that's why it is critical, because again, with our garden, we don't just do it for one day, right? When you do have a garden, you're doing consistent, regular work that's leading up to it, that is yielding that harvest that you so want. Okay, next thing is the 3 best ways to stay connected to your network. And I hear this all the time. I hear this from busy executives, especially because we all have a lot of things going on. You tell yourself, I don't have the time to do this. And I want you to reverse that and really know that You cannot afford to not always be connecting, to not network, you can't afford it, because when you don't take the time out to do that, then you're cutting yourself off from future opportunities. This was another conversation that I had with someone last night at that networking event that I attended. Even if you're totally happy in your current role, you've got everything you want, you have a great boss, you have a great culture, all of that good stuff. What if there's an opportunity out there that would be even better? I don't know, maybe it would stretch you more. Maybe it would be more compensation. Maybe you would have a broader impact. You won't know unless somebody reaches out to you, and they need to be able to find you. And they find you through your connections, through LinkedIn. So that's why you want to stay connected. So here's some easy, simple ways for you to stay connected to your network. And you might be like, well, Christine, again, I don't have the time. All right. All you have to start with, I will let you start with as little as 5 minutes a day. 5 minutes a day. If you can just start to be consistent with 5 minutes a day, then who knows, maybe you can stretch that a little bit to 15 minutes a day. I don't need you to stretch it to that if 5 minutes is all you can do, because 5 minutes is better than no minutes. It really is. And if you've ever read the book Atomic Habits, I strongly recommend it. The author is James Clear. Again, it is Atomic Habits by James Clear. It really drives home the power of tiny habits, because tiny habits, when they're consistent, are extremely powerful. I want you to view connecting or networking. I prefer to say connecting, but I still use networking because I think some of you may not know what I'm talking about when I say connecting. And networking is used a lot, but really to me, it's connecting. I want you to view it like brushing your teeth for your career. Think of it as brushing your teeth. Would you not brush your teeth in the morning for a couple minutes and not brush your teeth in the evening for a couple minutes? Well, if you are okay with that, then you're going to have to be okay with bad breath, all the consequences of that. You may have some huge dental bills in your near future. So that's not going to be great. I wouldn't want that. But we do that so we can take care of our teeth. We can take care of ourselves. It's the same thing for your career. View connection work as brushing your teeth. And it only takes a little bit of time every day. So if you just take 5 minutes, what can you do with that 5 minutes? How should you structure it? Well, you can start with looking at the feed, looking at your LinkedIn feed, okay? However, I will tell you, it's easy for you to get sucked in and not really have that productive 5 minutes that I want you to have, okay? So I will let you check the feed for a couple minutes if you're willing to do 15 minutes, okay? If you're only willing to do 5 minutes, then this is what I want you to do. I want you to look at any of the connections that you have, and you should get like birthday alerts if people have a birthday, right? Someone has a birthday that you're connected to, wish them a happy birthday. And use that as a time to reach out to them and have a quick phone conversation. Talk with them. All right. Just don't have it be digital. Have a real conversation with someone. It doesn't require an hour, but say, hey, happy birthday. It's been a while since we talked. I'd love to catch up briefly. Do you have like 10, 15 minutes to chat? How many people have done that with you? And when someone does that with you, what do you think? How does that make you feel? It feels pretty good, doesn't it? I think it's nice. It's great. And that way you could catch up on what you guys are doing at work. You know, maybe you used to work together and it's been a while. You know, whatever you think is relevant, but find out how they're doing. You can tell them how you're doing. Maybe, and then maybe there's an opportunity for you to help them. Okay. So connect with them. And when you're on the conversation, say, hey, well, I wanted to see too how you're doing, how's work going. And, you know, I would love to help if I can help you in some way. You know, maybe we can trade, you know, talk shop and like try to help each other. It's going to depend on what your relationship has been. Did you work together? Was this an old boss? Is there something that we can do to help each other? Let's just connect and see, you know, and if not right now, maybe down the road. But that's something that makes LinkedIn and being connected on LinkedIn so much more meaningful. Another thing you could do too is if someone lands a new role, if someone had a job change or some type of promotion, connect with them that way. And again, have a conversation. Don't just send messages. Like try to take time out to talk for 10 minutes. Again, you might be like, oh, Christine, I'm so busy. Are you really too busy to have a conversation with another human being? You know, why not? Why not? Because again, there could be an opportunity for collaboration. There could be an opportunity for you to help someone, and then they might be able to help you. You won't know unless you carve out that little bit of time to do that. And that little bit of time can pay back huge dividends to you, to the other person. So those are two opportunities right there where you can, you know, help each other out. So I want to encourage you to do that. That's, you know, that's just a great way to stay connected. Another thing to do too, is to, I recommend this in keeping your connection work focused. If you invest in the stock market, typically you have a watch list of companies that maybe you're not investing in right now, but you're watching them and you're thinking, I might be investing in that company in the future. Why wouldn't you do that with potential employers for yourself? Have a watch list. Keep tabs on those companies. Maybe they're competitors of where you're at right now. I think it's a good thing to have that information, to have that data, to be tracking those companies. And the best way to get information is by talking to people that work there, is to get information from them. So if you start with a target company list, that's your watch list of potential employers, then you can think of, where do I need to be connected? Where do I need to, you know, have connections? You might not have any connections at XYZ company. That could be a company for you to get into. So that's really something for you to consider. That's important. So yeah, so I wanted you to be aware of that as well. The target company list can really help you to be focused on your connection work. Without having that list, it can feel a bit overwhelming. Even if you don't have a lot of connections, let's say you have under 1,000 connections, it's still a significant number. And you might be like, well, I have these connections. Where do I start? How do I start reaching out to them? Again, use the birthdays, use the promotions and new roles, and use the target company list to give you focus on your connection work, who you should be connecting with. That's important. Yeah, that's really key to do that. 3 pitfalls for you to avoid. I was also going to discuss that too. I want you to avoid these pitfalls at all costs because they can really hurt your career when you do these things. And I want you to avoid that at all costs. Don't be one of those people who only reaches out when you need a job or when you're in job transition. Don't do that because it just comes off the wrong way. I mean, we've all encountered those people. You only hear from them once every 5 years or once every 2 years or whatever. And that's not what connection is all about. Connection is like a mini collaboration, as I was saying. So you really want to not be one of those people. You want to reach out. It's great to reach out when good things are happening, when there's birthdays and promotions or new roles. Okay. And then if you can also try to stay in touch with people between those things, that's even better. But at a minimum, try to do the birthdays and then the new roles and the promotions. So, and don't be someone who only reaches out when you are in transition, when you're looking for a job, when you need something. Okay. Another big pitfall is not offering to help someone. And you can help if you're looking for a new job right now, or if just any type of transition in your life, even, okay, you might not feel very powerful. You might not feel that you can help, but you can help. You really can. How can you help? You can help by giving someone else a recommendation. You can help by giving them an endorsement. And those are really powerful things. You're helping someone to have a better LinkedIn profile. And that's a good starting point. You might feel really awkward in reaching out to a connection that you haven't talked with in a while. And you could use that as your opening line in reaching out. You could say, hey, it's been a while since we've talked. I wanted to see how you're doing, how work is going for you. And I'm trying to do a better job of using LinkedIn. And I know that my profile could use some work. How do you feel about your profile? I was thinking maybe I could provide you with a recommendation if you'd like one, or I'm happy to give you a skill endorsement too. And then just be quiet and see if they're open to that. So you could totally use that as a way to start the conversation. We could all use help on LinkedIn, especially with our profiles. I'm on this platform a lot every day, and I see many profiles that aren't telling me anything. We all need help. So if you can reach out and offer to help someone with their LinkedIn profile, that's a great thing. That's really good. So offering to help, and again, the ways that you can help are with a recommendation or an endorsement. Okay, and then the last pitfall, the last of the 3 pitfalls, is not doing any type of connection work whatsoever, just not doing it. And I see people, and I would also include, not really like having a profile, but not tending to it. Like it's several years outdated. Okay. It's just kind of taking up space. That is a poor reflection on you in your career. Now, granted, there may be some people who maybe they don't need LinkedIn right now. They might not need it. They might think that they don't need it right now. But if anyone is going to be meeting with you, it's highly likely that they're going to look up your profile. And they're going to they're going to judge you based on that profile. Now, yeah, that may be unfair, but we all make judgments. That's how we navigate life. We make judgment calls. And that's why you want to put your best foot forward. And part of it too is it doesn't take a lot of time to do it. If it took a ton of time, then I could cut you some slack and let you off the hook. But I'm only talking 5 minutes a day. Again, it's the same amount of time as brushing your teeth. Again, think of it as brushing your teeth for your career. So if you can just start taking 5 minutes a day to connect with people, and also too, if you're one of those people that you haven't really looked at your profile in a long time, do another 5 minutes. Just take 5 minutes. Start with 5 minutes and make some tweaks. Do some updates on your profile. Okay. If you have longer time, if you can block out more time, that's even better. But if you're one of those people using time as an excuse and you don't have the time, then I want you to just take 5 minutes. Don't let that stop you from using the amazing tool that LinkedIn truly is. Okay. So yeah, so my recap again is for you to always be connecting, tend to your garden, so it yields the harvest that you need. You get the harvest that you need from it at the time that you need it, because when you do need those connections, when you do need that new role, you want it to be so easy. You want to be able to land your next role without having to do a job search. And that does happen. It definitely happens. It's possible. And that's what a lot of people experience. But they don't experience it if the garden is dead. It's not going to happen. So don't be reactive. Don't wait until it's too late and then you have no harvest at all. You have nothing to fall back on. Always be connecting. And then start taking 5 minutes a day to reach out to people and follow the birthdays, follow the new role notifications, the promotions. Just use those and start using those to reach out to people. And then lastly, to be even more focused, use a target company list or watch list of potential employers to really guide your connection work, to really look at your network, your connections, and say, okay, who do I need to stay in touch with today? And what new connections do I need to make as well? Okay. And then lastly, don't be one of those people who only reaches out to me when you need something, when you're in transition. Please offer to help. Please offer to give me a recommendation or do a skill endorsement, or even give me feedback on my profile. That's always welcome. Okay. I think it is. Ask first. Don't give feedback unless someone asks for it, but still offer that and see if they're willing to have that. That would be good. And then not doing any connection work at all, saying that you're too busy, that you don't have the time. Because if you can't afford to not connect with others. You just can't afford to not do that. And we all need to make the time to do that. And that's what makes our work so much more enjoyable and our careers a lot more fun, is the people that we get to work with side by side, the people that we get to collaborate. That's the secret sauce. And I know that's one of the things that make my work so enjoyable. So hopefully you found this helpful. I did have to record this because I had like a last minute scheduling problem here. And instead of rescheduling the time, LinkedIn doesn't give us a lot of flexibility to reschedule the time. It just decided to go ahead and record this. So hopefully we don't have any technical issues with us. Please share your questions that you have in the comment section. And then we'll be planning on doing these LinkedIn Live trainings every Thursday. They're really short, but stay tuned for next week's training, because again, we want to help you as much as possible. Have a great day, everyone. Bye now.